Hi, Brenton Ford here. Welcome to Effortless News for the Week. Keep your goals to yourself. That's what repeated psychology tests have shown will give you the best chance at achieving them. Now, in the past, I've told people to share their goals with as many people as possible because it gives you the accountability that you need in order to do the training to achieve your goals. But tests have shown that the best way to achieve them is to keep them to yourself. So I still recommend you share them with your coach, because then you can sit down, work out a plan and work out your training and do the types of sets that you need to do in order to achieve those goals. But when it comes to your friends, family members and people you meet every day, then it might be a better option to keep your goals to yourself. Now, when should you start to kick off a turn? Well, it's a bit like when a cyclist is going downhill. They won't start to pedal again until they feel themselves slowing down. When you come off a wall, off a turn, then you've got to hold your streamline, because the fastest point off a turn is immediately after you push off. So you hold your streamline, you glide, and when you feel yourself slowing down, that's when you start to kick and you start to get your stroke going again. If you start kicking as soon as you push off the wall, that's going to slow you down because you're not in the most aerodynamic or the smallest position coming off the wall. So that's why you need to hold your streamline and allow yourself to travel as fast as you can off that initial push off. Open water swimmers still need to train in the pool. The reason being is that training in the pool allows you to do sets that you can track and measure your progress with. It allows you to get your splits, it allows you to get your heart rate, and you're doing the same distance over and over, and you can actually track and measure where you're at with your training. If you're an open water swimmer and you're only doing open water training, you'll have good open water skills, but you won't be able to track your progress and you won't be able to repeat sets that allow you to see where you're at. So if you're doing open water swimming, definitely get in the pool and do some sets that you can repeat and you can see where you're at. One of the best ways to improve your swimming is to try your hand at coaching. If you can't try your hand at coaching, the next best thing is to stand on the pool deck and watch other swimmers swim. It wasn't until I started coaching and being on pool deck and seeing what other swimmers were doing that allowed me to actually help other people improve their own swimming, because you start to see the commonalities and the things that are the same among the fastest swimmers. You start to see what they're doing with their kick, their pull, their rotation, and you realize that not everyone's got the same technique. There's fast swimmers who have a hip-driven freestyle technique. There's fast swimmers that don't kick at all in their freestyle, and it all just depends on the individual swimmer. But there are some common things amongst those faster swimmers that allow them to go so quickly. And it's not until you start actually watching other swimmers that you can really pick up on them. And it allows you to improve your own swimming, because if you have a look at footage of yourself swimming, then you can pick the holes and you can go about changing them and implementing the right drills and the right training in order to fix those holes in your technique. If you get a lot of shoulder injuries or you feel your shoulders aren't as strong as they could be, then Theraband is the best way to improve your shoulder stability. Now, Therabands are the long elastic cords that you will see a lot of elite or a lot of professional swimmers using before they get into training or before they get into warm up before a race. Now, Theraband's exercises, they're not power exercises, they're not things that you'd really do in the gym, but they allow you to control your shoulders and have your shoulders in the right position for swimming. The strongest position for your shoulders is to have them back in their joints and have your shoulder blades back. If your shoulder blades are out of their joint and forward, then that can cause a lot of injuries, and that's not the strongest position. So if you imagine yourself pushing yourself out of the water, your shoulders will be back and they won't be forward out of their sockets. So if you find that you are prone to a lot of shoulder injuries, then pick up some Therabands, and you can find the exercises that I recommend for swimmers to do in Swim Gym Pro, which you can find in the link below. That's it for Effortless Swimming News this week. I'll see you next week.